Okay, so let me call this meeting to order. This is the Laredo Webb County Area Metropolitan Planning Organization Policy Committee, and it's being held by virtue of a virtual meeting, and it's live. Web link is at laredotx.swagit.com/forward-live. Welcome everyone. Today is August the 17th, 2020, and it's 1:32, I believe. At 1:32 p.m. Monday, and this is also being shown through public access channel Spectrum TV, channel 1300. Yes, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Vanessa?
Good afternoon. Vanessa Guerra for the record. Steve Science.
Present.
Norma Nelly Vielma. Dr. Martin Martinez.
Here.
George Algelt. Dano E. Tijerina.
Present.
Jesse Gonzalez.
Present.
John Galo.
Present.
David M. Salazar.
Present.
For the record, we do have a quorum.
Good, thank you. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate your interest and, of course, your commitment to this. Citizens' comments, do we have any comments? Did anyone call or send us an email or a text?
Nobody filled out any comment cards, but if you would like to wait about 30 seconds due to the lag, we'll leave this phone number up, and if we call you, our staff will let you know if somebody's on the line for public comment.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just wait a few seconds and then we'll move on. Moving on to item Roman numeral 4A, approval of the minutes for the virtual meeting held on July 20th, 2020. What's this, commissioners?
Mayor, there's no exceptions or, corrections on the minutes, so moved.
Second.
There's a motion, a second as presented by Judge Tijerina and seconded by Commissioner Gala. Discussion? None heard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sound off. Not opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The next item is a motion to accept the ranking of firms that submitted proposals in response to the bid invitation issued for the development of the MPO website redesign project and approve the selection of the SGS Technology LLC. Yes. Yes, go ahead, Judge.
I'm sorry, Mayor. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize I had it on mute. I was talking to somebody in the office. I apologize.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yes, do you want to elaborate a little bit, Mr. Steinman, Kirby?
Sure, no problem. We want to update our website, and we do not anticipate it costing very much. We're not going for a very ornate website. We just want something where we can basically update the format, but most importantly, we want something that will be easy for us as staff to update ourselves. Right now, we have our IT department managing it. Whenever we need to update it, we have to send it to them, and then they update it. We would like to use a platform, and there are several available online, where it's all web-based, it's easy to use, and then multiple staff members here can edit it, update it, make sure things are easily accessible for the public, and then we can host a lot more. We can do more because our IT is limited. We can't ask them to do too much. They have other things they're doing, but we have now staff that can improve the website, put more maps up, put more information up, and all that is going to benefit the public. So we received these bids here. We've got, let's see, we had 8 bids, and we ranked them. The top 2 were very close. Number 1 came out as SGS Technology LLC. So these are the rankings and their submittal fee below.
Okay, do I hear any?
Well, I have a question just to see. Obviously there's the ranking and I don't know how you ranked them, what you used. Did the price come into consideration? Because obviously it's...
Okay, yeah, would you all mute your microphones unless you all want to speak? Please It's indicated, but the floor is currently held by Commissioner Galo.
Yes.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Galo, to answer your question, price was part of it. It wasn't all of it, but was part of it because we indicated that, websites can get very ornate and expensive, and we made it clear that we're looking for something around $10,000 because it's going to be fairly simple to set this up. And we don't need someone to submit a bid for 50, as you can see they did, but that was way beyond what we were asking for. And in fact, those detailed websites are often, they're often not user-friendly. So we would then defeat the purpose of having something simple we could update ourselves in the future.
Okay, we have a council member Ned with us as well. Let the record reflect.
Yeah, because you have Pixie, which is the cheapest, came out sixth. Of course, Global Software, which is the most expensive, came out last. But then the MCI is next, and again, I don't know enough to be able to give you feedback to say, because I couldn't tell you anything about any of these companies. Don't know what you're looking for, so I'm going to have to defer to you all. But those were the questions I had.
Thank you. And we know exactly what we're looking for, and we had 3 evaluators provide the rankings. I think, we have some very close ones. Any of those that were closely ranked to the top would probably give us close to what we're looking for and would work.
Okay, anything else? And if not, is there a motion that we?
I will go ahead and move to accept their recommendation and propose that SGS be
I
awarded.
will second that.
There's a motion, a second discussion. None heard, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, sound off. None heard, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next is a discussion with possible action on the repair of IH-35 Delmar Access Road, an underpass surface. Mr. Allgilt is not with us. So unless, is there a motion to table again? This is probably the 3rd time we've tabled this. Mr. Stockman, yes. Yes,
This is David Salazar.
oh, yes, sir. Go ahead, David.
This item again is a maintenance item that shouldn't be on the MPO as far as just kind of remind you that the intent of the MPO is for future funding and future projects. This is a maintenance issue. In regards to this item, we have a project scheduled for March of 21 for a middle and inlay of this exact same location for whatever it's worth.
Okay, well, that's fine. When I saw the agenda, I assumed that things have been cleared and that the council member was on board or whatever. But if that's the case, then I'll certainly keep an eye on that.
Mayor, this is Danny McGee. I'm sorry, can I break in for a minute?
Sure, yes, sir.
Okay, just real quick. TxDOT has been working with us. They actually sent us a copy of the traffic control they want to use so we can provide some input. So they've been very accommodating and very forthcoming. So I know we can work out something that will work for everybody.
Oh, great. And if that's the case, then it'll be through, then we'll hear on this when, March or before?
It's actually scheduled to go to letting on March of 21, sir.
Yeah, but Mr. McGee, do you want something heard before it goes or?
Actually, I kind of follow Mr. Salazar's recommendation. This is just a typical maintenance project. I really don't believe we need to come back.
Okay.
I feel confident we can work it out so that the traveling public is impacted minimally, so I'm good.
Okay, then. Well, that's fine. Then I guess, do we have a motion to table until then?
I tried twice.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll
third
second
time's the
that.
charm, I think. Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Galo. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is
I
this
second that.
motion time certain or uncertain?
Well, time certain to March so we can hear what's going on.
Till March of next year?
Yeah, shall I think differently, Mr. Steinman?
I would just make it uncertain. I mean, so it would take somebody from the prevailing side to lift it from the table.
That'd be good.
Okay. Okay, then. So we heard the motion, the second discussion. None heard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sound off, please. None heard. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to D, motion to add TechStop Director of Transportation. And that's for the public, Humberto Gonzalez, Junior PE, into the vacant at large position on the MPO Policy Committee. So we have a motion by Commissioner Gonzalez, I believe, and seconded by Dr. Marta Martinez.
Motion by me. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Sorry, by Judge Tano Tijerina, and seconded by Dr. Marta Martinez, I believe. Okay, so discussion. None heard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please sound off. None opposed, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The other one, now we're E, 4E, discussion with possible action on the Chad Ruthinger. Do we have anyone? Do we have the county engineer?
Good afternoon, Mayor. This is Guillermo Cuellar, Assistant County Engineer. Just a brief update as far as Webb County is concerned. We're working on the environmental. We have finished coordination with Texas Parks and Wildlife, and we have submitted some traffic noise technical reports, which TxDOT is reviewing at the moment. That's our update.
Okay, good. Thank you. Mr. David Salazar, the district engineer, approached the city on how the monies are owed, I guess, under that cost sharing. Judge, I approached you sometime back. Do you want to have a visit of the meeting or now? Is there any way? I know in the past the city committed to, obviously to the project. You all did too. To what extent remains to be seen. I guess I know the first part on the HR portion. I think the city did commit their portion, which is $4.1 million, I believe. But now on the Ruthinger side, that's something that you all have kind of taken the lead, and I don't know to what extent further you all want to participate. And I think the bill now for that portion, and Mr. Salazar, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's close to 4.6. But I'm questioning that too, Mr. Salazar. Do you think we can use that other, the economically depressed formula that we used initially? Wouldn't that apply? Since it's all one project. So
Yeah.
two questions. The first question to Mr. Salazar, so we can see what monies are we talking about, and then the second question to the judge or the county to see if there's any possibility of helping out, and if you want to discuss it now, or we can discuss it sometime before the next meeting if you wish. So, Mr. Salazar, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We have looked into that advanced funding agreement that we had with the EDC that the city had. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have an advanced funding agreement with the county. But that's something that I would like to discuss. There's certain options that I want to bring forward to the county and the city. I'm not sure if the judge is prepared to discuss those or if he wants to do it offline. But to answer your question, the EDC relief that was signed on the AFA with the city of Laredo cannot be carried over into future affidavits with the county for the 3-mile section of their portion of the project. However, after this fiscal year, which wraps up August 31st, September, there may be EDC relief for the county at that point. It's just hard to say right now. I think in that sense, we can also discuss that, whether we want to have an AFA with one entity and not both would be my preference, a lot more cleaner. But there is some developments that we can discuss offline if possible.
Okay, when is the
David,
deadline?
David, excuse me, I'm sorry, Mayor, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't mind discussing whatever you want to discuss. I know you and I have had multiple discussions about this, David, and seeing how TxDOT could help us out on this, especially all of a sudden with us missing that deadline on the finances. I mean, it went pretty high, substantially high. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do it now or do it later, it's however you want to handle it, David.
There's a couple of things I do want to chase down yet, and I don't want to commit to something. I'd rather get a good answer on what I'm waiting on, and we can probably bring it back and discuss it. But I would like to discuss offline with the mayor and yourself, Judge, if possible.
No, absolutely from my end, and I think you've heard from the judge too. That, Judge, are you willing to visit with David at sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've discussed quite a bit already, and the more the merrier. Absolutely. Thank you, David. Yeah,
thank you, David. Just set up the meeting, David, and we'll participate. Yeah,
Okay.
if you can come up with some numbers for us, if it means waiting till September, if you think there's an opportunity for us to have a reduced formula or a formula that would reduce the obligation, that would be even better. But I don't know what deadline do you have for these monies to be paid?
Yes, we can definitely discuss that.
Okay, then. Sounds good. Thank you very much. So my understanding, I think the lingering issue was that title issue, but apparently that was resolved. And I don't know if Mr. Ramon Chavez is here. I just want to make sure that's and that the right of way is cleared for construction.
Yes, Mayor, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, Honorable Mayor and members of the committee, Ramon Chavez, City Engineer. We've kept communication with Mr. Van Steenberg as much as we can, Mayor. I did receive a message today that there's been no change, but everything is still on track, and that they plan to have a discussion with their attorney this afternoon for the final edits to their document. So that's the information I received today.
Okay, so be prepared for next meeting, if you don't mind, to report back to us. Hopefully by then we'll have a conclusion to this, and there won't be an issue on the title to this right away.
Yes, sir. We've been keeping communication with Mr. Van Steenberg, and we'll continue to do the same to provide a report next meeting.
Wonderful, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see, item 5, status report by the Regional Mobility Authority. That's 5A. That's the RMA. Do we have anyone from the RMA? And if not, I know they presented to council last week, and they were very thorough.
Mr. Mayor, this is Tony Rodriguez, representing the Webb County City of Laredo Regional Mobility Authority. Apologize for that. I was just getting myself off mute.
No problem at all, Tony. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you for always having us. And yes, it was a pleasure to speak with you, with council last week. Very successful meeting, I think, on behalf of the RMA. But our update is as follows. First off, with Killam Industrial Boulevard turn lanes, we are, like we stated, that project is 100% complete in design. We did receive some updated comments from the Laredo District last week. We're addressing those and looking to return those back this week to stay on track for the November lettings, which I believe we will. We will be meeting with utilities for that project. They are on track. We're looking to clear a majority of the utilities by the end of this month, except for the gas line, which will probably creep into September. For the other RMA project that we're partnering with the city of Laredo on, Los Presidentes, from Cuatro Vientos to Concord Hills, that project is already through the 95% design. We're looking to let that project in September of this year for construction to commence at the start of the new year. On Vallecillo Road, which we discussed last Thursday in council, we are completing our geotechnical studies, or at least the field component of that project this week. And we are looking to actually begin our traffic studies later this month for that project. Other projects like Springfield Road, we're in the process of developing the draft of the interlocal agreement to provide that to the city of Laredo for the cost sharing participation of the RMA as passed a resolution on last month in order to assist the city of Laredo advance that project. Those are the immediate items that we have ongoing. And as far as our next board meeting, in the immediate, I do not believe we'll be having a board meeting this month, but I would expect that we would have a board meeting probably in the month of September.
Good,
that is our update.
Yeah, please congratulate Jed Brown on his reappointment. I think he was appointed some time back, and now he is reappointed by the governor. So that's good news. Yeah, do we have any questions or thoughts from the commissioners, the members of the committee? And if not, is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion, a second to adjourn discussion. None heard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sound off. None heard. Motion carries. Thank you, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all take care.